Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Instrument Meteorological Conditions. We are on our way down into Grenada in the ATR72. We've got our approach set up. We got everything briefed. Should be in pretty good shape. Weather, as you can see, is marginal, I guess we could say. I'll bring this up here for you guys to see where we are. So we took off out of San Juan. We did this Hamar to RNAV departure, which I think is to bring you clear of Vieques, because of the what used to be the U.S. military base there. I'm not sure if the military base is still there or not, but I know they don't do the bomb testing and such that they used to do there, which is probably why it was restricted at one point. We are currently direct Bettine, and somewhere down there is the Caribbean. There it is. So American Virtual Airlines, for whom I am currently flying, they have an extensive network of heritage flights, what they call heritage flights. And this is one of them, because clearly the American Airlines doesn't fly the ATR72 anymore. And now we'll get a quick change of the weather here. They just did, so basically what you can do is you can go into their scheduling system and find, historical flights and fly them, which is really kind of cool. That's what I'm doing now. And while at the same time trying not to be too much of a pain in the hindquarters, I have been trying to get them to add more ATR routes for the Caribbean, because so what I'm flying right now, Executive Airlines, is the former subsidiary. So it was like American Eagle. The American Eagle brand out of San Juan was actually Executive Airlines. And through 2012, they flew the ATR routes around the Caribbean for American Airlines. And so I've been kind of talking with them about adding some more routes, because they've got a number of them out of San Juan, but they by no means have them all. So like Anguilla used to have, as a matter of fact, through 2012, Anguilla had American Eagle service, and they still talk about to this day, probably less so now that American is back flying to Anguilla, but like throughout the late 20 teens, when you would go down there, they would still talk about the fact that American used to fly there, and how much better things were when American Eagle flew to Anguilla. It's very important for these, for a lot of these islands, for tourism, for simple transportation. And anyway, there were routes like Anguilla. They used to fly to Beef Island. They used to fly to VC Bird. They used to fly to all kinds of places that they don't fly to anymore. And, well, at least stopped for a while, right, out of San Juan. And now they fly them from Miami and like the ERJs and such. And so anyway, I've been trying to get them to add some of these routes because I'd love to be able to fly the ATR into Anguilla. You know, I did it the other day. I did it for Caribbean Airlines. And everybody seemed to enjoy that flight, and I certainly did as well. So anyway, American Virtual just did a huge update of Saab A340 routes, which they flew mainly out of Texas, I believe. These are, again, historical routes that they flew out of Texas. And when they canned the ATR routes out of San Juan, they moved all the ATRs up to Texas and flew them for a while. I don't think American flies ATRs anymore. But so I've been researching the old routes out of San Juan, and I found a great website with a link to some of the old routes. If you guys have any such information, if you're so inclined and interested in such a thing, and you have any old schedules, any old airline schedules out of San Juan in the ATRs, I would love to see them. So American Virtual is a great virtual airline, and I'm not just saying that. They are really a lot of fun to fly for. It's a good group of people. Like, they're very, very active Discord. They've got a bunch of real world jet pilots, you know, airline pilots that are really helpful and willing to answer questions for people. Just a great organization, great virtual airline. And so I've been trying to kind of, you know, encourage this this update of the ATR routes in the Caribbean without being a complete pain in the behind, because I don't want them to be, you know, to get sick of listening to this guy. Because I'm sort of, I don't know, I guess focused is the polite way of putting it. You know, I just really enjoy flying in the Caribbean, if you haven't noticed. And if you haven't noticed, you're either new to my channel or you have not been paying attention. It's really the only thing I do. And so I'm really hopeful that now that they've done that, if I can help provide this information, that they will be willing to update these routes. They've said they were, you know, they said they're willing. And I have no doubt that they are, and I have no knowledge of how much work is involved, right? So, you know, far be it from me to say you know, far be it for me to say they should be doing something quicker or whatever, you know. It's kind of weird, actually, now that I'm looking at this approach plate, that they don't do. If you see this, well, actually, you can see how we were coming in from here. I wonder why they just don't do Vatsim to Ebgan, and then down. Why they have this? I mean, I suppose it just makes the angle a little better, but nonetheless rather curious. So I'll take a quick look at the airport here as well. Can't use that, so we'll be looking to get off and just go to the terminal here. The other thing I want to do, let's go here to performance. Let's activate those. Let's activate those approach speeds. We've got about 18 miles. So I'll start bringing the throttles back, and I just bring the throttles back until I start seeing the speed go down. You know, see that trend arrow just popped up. And, you know, that trend arrow is going to keep going down until we, you know, and basically what you want to do if you really want to be cool about it is you want to peg that trend arrow to the 170, and then you know that you will be at 170 knots shortly. So the other thing I want to do, oh, they got the parking spots right here. Okay, so I'll probably get either 6 or 7. Alright, cool, never mind. So I would venture to guess we're about 25 miles from the field right now. Maurice Bishop traffic, Executive Eagle 5680 is 25 miles to the northwest. Inbound RNAV runway 10, Maurice Bishop. Alright. Now we do have VNAV path, which is great. 4,000 is the transition altitude, which is also great. We are full of useful information, ladies and gentlemen. So altimeters, I like to leave that item in the checklist until I actually do it, which I suppose is the entire point of the checklist. Right? So we are coming up on our METAR. This is awesome having this right here. QNH1013. I don't know what that means. 1013/5. It's also cool that they have it. They only have it in that they only have it in the. I just realized. So I don't know how many sim pilots. And I'm not any cooler than you guys because I have a pilot's license. You know, we all share a passion for aviation. So in VNAV path mode, I just want to keep an eye on this number here, which is going to tell me what I should be setting my altitude to. Once I cross this, you see that 3,000 and above, and CAPAM is 2,000 and above. As you can see from the approach plate. So once we hit this here, then this should switch to 2,000, and we'll dial the altitude down to 2,000, somewhere around there. I also want to put in some approach flaps, not quite yet. And you see how that arrow now is on the 180, is on the 170. And that's what I want it to do. I want it to be right on there because that's what it's going to trend down to. So what I was going to say was that I wonder how many sim pilots know what a non-translated METAR or TAF means, right? What? Don't do this to me. You nav path, okay. Well, I'm not quite past Papa Yankee 001 yet, so it's not gonna flip it down to 2,000 quite yet. It's actually holding the altitude in VNAV path mode at 3,000, which is what it should do, but it hasn't done this for me in the past. Be interested to see. And look at that! I haven't seen it do that before in VNAV path mode. Very happy to see that. So translated TAF. TGPY is your airport. 27th of the month at 1300 Zulu. Winds are 090 at 4 knots. Visibility 9999 means visibility is good. Occasional showers in the area. Clouds are broken at 1,000, broken at 3,400. Temperature 27, dew point 25, and that's important because when you have a temperature dew point spread of less than 5 degrees, you can expect what the FAA calls obstructions to visibility, otherwise known as clouds or fog. Alright, I'm going to throw out the first notch of flaps here. QNH 1013/5, that's what I don't know. No SIG is no significant weathers. Remarks. Something southeast, southwest, west, northwest. I would imagine. JP, I need to look up, figure out what that is. So a quick look. Haha! JP stands for adjacent showers. Makes sense, right? No, it does not make sense. More East Bishop traffic. Executive Eagle 5680 is turning a 10-mile final for runway 10. More East Bishop. No, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. Now, you see we're a little bit high on profile, right? Why is that? The reason that is because we're going too fast. We're 155, we were target speed's 140. So the FMC is calculating our descent based on the assumed speed. Now this airplane does not have an auto throttle, of course. And so therefore, you control the speed with the throttles. Cabin crew, flaps, power management. Alright, too low speed. Icing AOA, exterior lights are good. Alright, so reset my head point here. We are 1.4 from Aniba, which is we're Aniba at 1700 or above. And again, it's holding our altitude. That's good. Wonder if I click approach, it's, hey, look at this! Look at this! So I wasn't so, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I have no idea what I'm doing. I didn't know that you could hit the approach button on Grenada traffic, Executive Eagle 5680, 4 mile final, runway 10. Grenada. Alright, gear down, full flaps. And I'm gonna kick off the autopilot. And we are going to hand fly this airplane.
Approaching minimum.
I would have liked it if it would have kept the
500.
No, we're way low. See,
400.
and it's just a matter of keeping an eye on our speed and using our power to maintain. I don't quite get what is going on with Microsoft Flight Simulator and these approaches. Clearly the vertical guidance does not work. Gotta let some power out here because once we bring the nose down, the airplane's going to pick up speed. And we got one white.
200.
Two white. Now we can let the airplane start to descend. I don't understand why.
50.
50.
40.
40.
30.
30.
20.
20.
10.
10.
I don't understand why the vertical glide paths are clearly wrong. And they are clearly wrong. You know, because we were right on glide path, and well, you know, on the glide path it gave us, and then I kicked off the autopilot. I mean, I guess, you know, they put eyes in my head and a brain in there for a reason. I should have been looking at the distance out that we were. Maurice Bishop traffic, Executive Eagle 5680, clear of runway 10. Maurice Bishop. I should have been looking out the wind. I should have been aware of. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the video. I should have been aware of what my altitude is and what my distance from the runway threshold was. And I should have been, you know, kind of looking to see whether that combination of things made sense, right? Because if you're, you know, if you're 5 miles out at 1,000 feet, you got a problem. You know, in an airplane like this, I mean, if you know, you figure 110 knots somewhere around there, you're looking at 300 feet ish per nautical mile. And so I'm just gonna park it here. So if that, I just wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention is the very, very simple way of putting it. And let's put the wheel chocks, ground power. And the bottom line is that I needed to be paying attention rather than being excited. I mean, you know, part of my charm. Let's be fair here. And my you know, kind of style for doing these videos is that I talk. You know, and that's fine. But you do have to have your brain engaged. You do have to have your brain engaged. You know, and I got so caught up in the VNAV stuff to begin with, and then the approach button and what it did, that when I kicked off the autopilot, unless I let the plane drop really hard, which I don't believe I did, you know, and as soon as I kicked off the autopilot, the vertical guidance and the horizontal guidance disappeared, which I wouldn't expect to have happen. But the bottom line is, I was too low, and I probably should have realized it before I did. But so be it. At some point, that dude FlywithMagnar on YouTube, at some point he's probably going to do a video on, hopefully do a video on how to fly RNAV approaches and ILSs, and then I can figure out how to do it correctly. But until then, you know, I will just keep fudging it, and you know, it's half the time I do it and I get it right, and there's times like this where I think I have it right and then I realize I don't have it right. So anyway, it's a fun airplane to fly. I'm enjoying the fact that I can fly it now, that I can, you know, kind of have it enough figured out that I can play with it, right? The other thing is, it's such a great airplane to hand fly that, you know, for the situation I just found myself in, low on approach, it's alright, just put in some power, level off, you know, hold yourself level until you re-intercept the glide slope, and then descend and land. You know, big deal, right? Touchdown at 145 feet per minute, which is quite good, I do believe. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this approach, and we will see you next time.